I slammed the phone down so fast it cracked a little. My heart was racing like I chugged a triple espresso. Celebrated yesterday? My palms got sweaty. I had asked her today. I picture my son's grand bar opening. The neon signs, that first clink of glasses, his big moment. And now I'm hearing we already celebrated? I paced across my cluttered living room like a caged lion. Dude, I muttered under my breath. That makes no sense. I grabbed my keys, time to check it out for myself. I needed answers. And maybe, just maybe, revenge. I drove through downtown Chicago, early evening. The wind slapped my face, cold and bitter, but nothing compared to the pit forming in my stomach. I pulled up outside what was supposed to be my son's pride and joy, a swanky two-story bar, the Silver Anchor. But the lights were off, the windows dusty, and the front door locked tight. My breath hitched. No neon glow, no loud music blasting, no people, just silence. Hell no, I said to no one. This ain't right. I peered through the windows, empty tables, dusty stools, menus lying on the floor. It looked abandoned. And then I saw it, a for lease sign tacked on the door. My jaw went slack. What the hell happened? I knocked. No answer. I tried the handle, locked. I stepped back. Something inside me flipped. This wasn't some misunderstanding. This was a betrayal. I looked up at the sign, shining softly in the street lamp glow, for lease. And I realized, this party, that celebration, it might have been a farewell. Flashback. 6 months ago, I poured every penny I had into that bar for him, for my son. I remember filling out checks, meeting with contractors, picking paint colors, tasting menus, negotiating leases. I was there every step of the way. You gotta believe me, Pop, he said. This bar is going to blow up. He flashed that grin, half hopeful, half scared. I believed him. I really did. I gave him that loan. I treated it like a father's investment. In his dreams, in his future. I saw his name on the deed. I saw possibility. Back then, I was proud. I believed I was giving him more than just money. I was giving him my trust. Now, that trust felt like sand slipping through my fingers. I blinked. That image cracked. And I knew I was going to get to the bottom of what really happened. But first, I needed to talk to her. Back home, I called my daughter-in-law again. Calmly. Too calmly. Like a wolf trying to look like a house cat. She picked up. Hi, Dad, she said cheerily. Hey, I replied. I came by the bar. It's closed. Silence. Yeah, she said after a beat. We had some delays. Contract issues. So we thought, what the hell, we'd celebrate anyway. Just among family. She sounded light, breezy, as if telling me the weather. You shut that place down? I asked. Temporary, she claimed. Just some paperwork. Nothing major. We'll reopen. Promise you first drink will be on us. I didn't hang up. Funny, I said, because I saw someone remove the furniture and a lease sign went up. Her breath caught. For a fraction of a second. Just a damn fraction. Then that's weird. Must be a mistake. Brokerage or something. I felt anger rising like bile in my throat. All right, I said quietly. I'm dropping by again in 2 hours. Don't bother cleaning up. I'm bringing your son. We'll talk. Click. I stared at the phone for a moment. My whole chest was buzzing. They thought they could sweep this under the rug. But I wasn't letting go that easy. I hung up and walked outside into the night. 2 hours later, my son threw open the door, the one to the bar, with me right behind. We stood in the dark, dust motes floating in the stale air. He looked at me, his face pale. Dad, I cut him off. Dude, just tell me straight. What the hell happened? He ran a hand through his hair. We hit a snag with the landlord. He backed out last minute. We tried to salvage it, but I looked at him, then at the empty bar, then at the for lease sign. Salvage. I scoffed. Bro, you dumped the whole thing. He swallowed hard. It's not like that. What is it like then? I spat. He didn't answer. Instead, he backed away. I turned to look at the bar one last time. That bar that should have been his crown, not his coffin. And that's when I saw it. A cardboard box, lying on the floor under a sheet. I kicked it. It slid. Inside, half-empty scales, an envelope full of cash, and a ledger. Names, numbers, moves, money. You gotta be kidding me, I muttered. I flipped open the ledger. Every expense, every withdrawal, every personal expense. And at the bottom, payments to a name I didn't recognize. Big payments. Crazy. I felt my blood pressure spike. I turned to my son. Explain this. He quivered. Dad, it wasn't mine. Bullshit, I snapped. You signed the check out. You approved every damn thing. He looked away. I stepped closer. Real quiet now. Who the hell are these people? And where's the money? He swallowed. I don't know. I took the cash envelope. Thick, heavy, felt like betrayal in my hands. Dude, I muttered. You built this thing, or so I thought. But maybe someone else just flipped it into ashes. He flinched. I closed the ledger. I'm gonna find out who did this, and I'm gonna make them pay. His eyes widened. For the first time in months, I saw fear. Maybe now they realize I'm not some soft old man. I spent the next day digging. I hit one contact after another. Vendors, suppliers, former staff. Emails. Calls. Late-night texts. Each one a shot in the dark. One guy finally answered. Former bartender. He said, yeah, the bar closed. But not the way they told you. He took a breath, then dropped the bomb. The owner sold the whole damn thing. Inventory, license, name, to some Mexican cartel front. Cash-only deal. I froze. Cartel. I asked. Yeah, man. Serious business. They cleaned out the bar last night. Pushed everyone out. My stomach dropped. That's when the sweat hit. Real sweat. Not just fear dread. I backed up. You sure? Pretty sure. I saw the license transfer slip. It felt like the world tilted and kept tilting. Cartel. Cash deal. Night before. Where is that paperwork? I asked. He didn't answer. Just hung up. I pressed a hand to my head. My son's dream. Sold off like a beat-up car in a back alley. And me? I'm left holding the wreckage. I sat in my car for what felt like hours. Head resting on the steering wheel. My knuckles white. How do you explain to your kid that you invested everything, blood, sweat, money, trust, only to have it fence the criminals? I closed my eyes. No way, I said loud, like I was commanding the universe. I grabbed my phone, dialed a number. Yo, you there? A gruff voice answered. Who's this? Old friend, I said. It's time you do something decent for once. I told him slowly, deliberately what I found. The ledger, the cartel, the betrayal, silence. Then, all right, meet me in 2 hours. Warehouse district. Bring everything. I didn't argue. 2 hours later, I pulled up outside an abandoned warehouse. Rusted doors, faded graffiti. The whole place smelled like old fear. But I got out. I walked in, and when I turned on a flashlight, I saw crates. Big crates, stacked high. Inside, bottles, licenses, ledgers, photos, a dark cash trail clear as daylight. And right there, the name on the transfer slip. My son's name, but with a different address. And a post office box. I clenched my jaw. This wasn't just criminal. It was personal. And by the time I left, I made a promise to myself. They wouldn't get away. That night, I sat in my living room. The TV flickered. Cold coffee on the table. The ledger, the envelope, the slip, all laid out like pieces of crime scene. I looked at my phone. Daughter-in-law's number stared back. I dialed. She answered quick. Nervous. Dad, listen, I said. You and I both know something's not right. Dad, you're overreacting. It's complicated. Complicated? Oh, it's complicated, all right. You sold us out. Dumped the bar. Gave it to crooks. And you had the balls to throw a party like it was Christmas morning. That's low, real low. Silence. Then she whispered, I can fix this. I can get the money back. Fix it. I scoffed. You broke it, lady. Something tells me you're not the fixer. You're part of the damage. I hung up. I stared at the phone. The room felt colder. Louder. Empty. And there it was, my next move forming, sharp as a razor. I was going to take all of this, the ledgers, the paperwork, the crates, and turn them into a weapon. A weapon called truth. And I was going to fire it straight. I found him. The guy behind the sneaky post box, the cartel connector. Hard to find truly. But people talk. Rumors. Whispers. Name, Carlos. Front, a no-name liquor distributor that folded faster than wet cardboard once the cash landed. Behind that, unknown. Hidden. Scary. I cornered him in a dingy parking garage near Lakeshore Drive. Rain slicked the concrete. Distant honk of cars. Neon reflections on puddles. I walked up. He looked up too. Started to walk away. I raised the envelope. You spilled my son's dream for a fast buck. That's on you. His sneer got real now. You got nothing. Back off, old man. Old man. I laughed darkly, breath puffing in the cold air. I'm the guy who writes checks for people like you. You run a game thinking I won't call your bluff. Silence. He grabbed something at his waist. Instinct kicked in. I lunged forward, trying to pull the crate open. I brought to. Glass shattered. Cash flew. Papers fluttered like flies. Carlos cursed. Ran. Ducked into shadows. Rain pounded, matching my heartbeat. I stood staring at the mess. Bottles, broken glass. Cash soaked red under neon city lights. And in that broken glass reflection, I saw a man reborn. A man ready for the final act. I got home. Late. The city lights flickered outside my window. I sat down. Took a deep breath. I grabbed a notebook. Starting plotting. Names. Dates. Paper trail. Evidence. Everything I had. The ledger. The slip. The distributor crate. The cash. A mountain of dirt. I picked up my phone. Daughter-in-law's number again. Slow dial. She answered, voice shaky. Dad? What's going on? Pack your bags, I said, calm as ice. Because we're going away for a while. There was a pause. Then panic. Dad, no. This isn't necessary. I can fix it. Too late, I said. You already broke it. Click. I didn't feel good. I felt cold. My mind raced. The revenge I craved. The justice I demanded. But as the night stretched on, a single thought haunted me. Maybe this was bigger than a bar. Maybe this was about everything I stood for. I closed my eyes and felt rage and sorrow mix. Because I realized, once you reach for revenge, there's no turning back. And I was ready to go all the way. Weeks passed. Court hearings. Police raids. Media. News crews. My son's bar became a front-page story. I watched it all, heart pounding like thunder. But when the dust settled, the surprise wasn't what I expected. I got a message from my son. Dad, I'm sorry you got stuck with this mess. I love you. I've never been prouder. Below that, a photo. Him, daughter-in-law, a tiny house in Arizona. A check, over $1 million. Full settlement. Wait, what? He sold every scrap of what could go wrong. The name, the bar, the mess. Got out clean and left me alive with the dirt. I stared. My blood ran cold. That payout, that was his. Their hard-earned escape. And me? I got the paper trail. The shame. Legal subpoenas. My phone ringing off the hook. Turns out, the cartel connection? That was all distraction. A smokescreen. The real betrayal? It was orchestrated by them. My son and his wife. Smart. Ruthless. Cold. But smart. They knew I'd never just sit and watch. So they engineered this whole collapse. Then walked away rich, free, clean. I swallowed hard. Seriously? I whispered. The rage boiled. But a deeper pain settled in. They didn't just steal a bar. They stole something more precious. My belief. My trust. My blood. I had vengeance in my hands, but no justice. So I packed the crates, slid the ledger inside a safe deposit box, and watched them disappear off my life forever. I poured their cut, the check, into a new mission. Something honest. Something mine. Something that no one could touch. As I locked the door on that chapter, I whispered to the emptiness. Mystery and revenge. Sometimes the biggest betrayal comes wrapped in love. Fade out.